What's good, everybody? It's your boy Off Talk on. Today we're back with another video, and week 15 is here. We're at the back stretch of the season. I know that there isn't a lot of really tight playoff races, but you know, it's still, we're seeing the best quality football out every team's gotten. You know, they know what they're doing to a good extent. So we're going to have 16 pretty decent games on the slate. Last week I went 8-5 for a total of 146-62, I believe. And yeah, we got 16 great games. Let's get right into them. Start off Thursday night football in the NFC West. Two teams that got very big wins last week. The Niners and the Rams. When you look at the Rams, it was an amazing game that you played against Buffalo. Offensively, the Bills' defense did not look good, but you were able to capitalize. You were able to score a bunch of points. Puka Nacua looked great. It was a very good win for the Rams. On the other side, you look at the Niners. Yes, you played a significantly worse team in the Bears, but you really balled out. I don't think that a lot of people were expecting the Niners to do this well. I think most people were thinking the Niners season was kind of just going down the drain because that's what it was doing. But you're looking at two teams with pretty high-powered offenses. And Thursday Night Football, we've seen a lot of good games. I think we'll see another one tonight. But give me the Rams. Give me them 34-31. Rams are a very good team. I think that they are getting hot at the right point. And it's going to be a pretty good win for them. The Niners also are getting kind of hot, just not to the level of the Rams, I think. And I believe that if the Seahawks lose, the Rams have the tiebreaker and will take first place in the NFC West. Yeah, which obviously that'll probably come down to, I think they play each other week 18. But yeah, give me the Rams. To start the one slate, you've got the Saints heading to Washington, or maybe the other way around. Actually, I think it's the other way around. The Commies are playing the New Orleans Saints. When you look at the Washington Commanders, they were on a bye last week. Before that, an amazing game to Tennessee. And I think that we saw, these 7-2 Commies. They lost 3 straight. They didn't look good. They've gotten back on the right track with that win there. And I think that they'll be able to ride that out into getting a pretty comfortable 7 playoff spot. And I think if the Packers lose one more, they have the tiebreaker. On the other side, you look at the Saints. It wasn't a great win last week, but you did win a football game. That's hard to do. The team is playing so much better with Rizzy in there. But do I think that they can ride the hot hand against Washington? I don't think so. Derek Carr is also out. You're going to be looking at Jake Hayner, I think. Maybe Spencer Rattler. But give me the Commies 31-17. They're a good football team. They got back on track 2 weeks ago. Last week was the bye. I think that they'll be able to stay on that track. You've got the Chiefs heading to Huntington Bank Field to take on the Browns. When you look at the Chiefs, it was a close win last week. It was exactly what we always expect from the Chiefs. You know they're always close wins because the last 3 of their wins have been 19-17. How is that even possible? But yeah, when they make play when they need to make plays, they do. They make the throws when they need to make the throws, and they keep on winning football games. On the other side, you look at the Browns. Bad week last week. Not one of the great Jameis Winston experiences. But you're still showing some heart as a team. There's still something left, which you don't see with a lot of 3-win teams. And I think that that's what Jameis Winston does. And listen, I'm not smart. I know that. But at some point, this Chiefs thing's got to run out. And I think America's going to win this week. Give me the Cleveland Browns 28-23. You know, the other upsets I predict, Patriots, Bengals. I remember Patriots, Bengals. But there was a couple other that people were like, and I was correct, okay? So let me just be correct again. Give me the Browns, because with any defense, Jameis does the same thing. He's going to throw picks to a JV team the same that he's going to throw picks to an NFL team. Give me the Cleveland Browns. Then you are going to look at the Bengals heading to Nashville, Tennessee to take on the Tennessee Titans. When you look at those Titans, it was bad last week. I expected you to get a win against the Jags. Jags aren't a good team. You were showing some hope, and all that hope was lost. You scored 6 points. That's pretty bad. That's some pretty low football entertainment right there. On the other side, you look at the Bengals, team that provides a lot of entertainment. They had a close win against the Cowboys. Yeah, they played a pretty decent game. Cowboys, they're not a great team, but I mean, you look at the records, they're pretty similar, and the Bengals were able to come out with a pretty decent win. You know, the Bengals are a better team here. They even have a better record, and we know that Bengals record is just not what that team is. So give me the Bengals 28-16. They're going to be able to get it done down in Tennessee. I don't think that there's anybody that can stop Jamar Chase. L'Jarius Sneed hasn't had a good year. And, yeah, just give me the Bengals here. I think that they do still have some fight left. They probably aren't going to make it. But, you know, might as well look good. Got the Dolphins heading to Houston to take on the Houston Texans. When you look at those Dolphins, they're 6-7. It was a pretty good win last week. Yes, the Jets aren't a great team, but you were able to, you know, I think they kicked the field goal to get it into overtime. You were down a couple points, and, you know, you were able to get there. You were able to get a win, get a scoregami, and, yeah, it was a pretty decent game for the Dolphins. On the other side, you look at the Texans. They had a bye last week. The week before that, I believe they kept it very close with the Jags. They're kind of on a bit of a spiral. I think that this bye will help. I think Nico and CJ Stroud will, you know, get their thing back together. And, you know, I think that the Texans are a good team. They'll definitely get that 4 seed. But I think that the Dolphins are just playing really well right now. Yes, Packers, cold weather. Yeah, we know. Dolphins are playing great. They're going to get another win, 27-21. I trust the Dolphins in these scenarios to get good wins. And, yeah, I think that it's going to happen again. I don't see somebody that's going to stop Tyreek Hill or A-Chain out the backfield. Actually, Stingley's pretty good. Anyways, I think that the Dolphins are going to get this win here. You've got Baltimore heading to MetLife, I believe, maybe the other way around, to take on the New York Giants. When you look at those Giants, it was bad, and I'm all here for it. It was bad. It was horrendous. It was terrible. You almost lost. I mean, you did lose to the Saints. It's bad over there in New York. On the other side, you look at the Ravens. They had their bye. Before that, they played the Eagles. It was really just not a good game for the Ravens. The Eagles were able to shut them down defensively, do enough offensively to win that football game. And yet, with that being said, though, Ravens are still a great football team. Giants are not. Give me the Ravens 31-13. Because the Ravens do that kind of stuff to bad teams. At least they did in 23. Not a lot in 24. I think that they will be able to do that here. Give me Baltimore. You've got the Jets heading down to TIAA Bank Field. It's changed. Heading down to Jacksonville to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. When you look at the Jags, they did get a win last week. Their defense played decent. Mac Jones did enough. Tank Bigsby, I think, had the only touchdown. And, yeah, I mean, a win is a win. It was a bad win, but you did win a game. When you look at the Jets, they're 3-10. And I know that everybody's like, oh, the Jets suck. Jets don't suck like their record says. It was a 1-point loss to the Colts. This was OT to the Dolphins. I think that the team is getting a little better. I think that they're clicking a little bit on offense. They had that close game to Seattle. I think that they are going to get a win here. It's going to be 24-19. Jags aren't a good football team. You'll be able to exploit that. You'll be able to get a dub. The final game of the 1 o'clock slate, you've got the Cowboys heading to Carolina to take on the Panthers. When you look at those Panthers, it was a pretty good game against the Eagles. You were a raccoon-eating, dropped ball away from beating a very good football team. I mean, 11-2. Yes, they didn't play their best ball, but they are 11-2. On the other side, you look at the Cowboys. It was a loss to a Bengals team. I do still think that this Cowboys team has looked better recently. I think that loss took a lot of heart out of you. You see what Micah was doing. We see what Demarion Overshown. Oh, man. I love the way that Demarion Overshown played football. That seriously sucks for him. But the Cowboys aren't a great team. I think what the Panthers have shown recently is that they can kind of stay with the big dogs. They can't win, but they can make it a little bit. So give me a win here, 23-17. I think that they'll be able to get the job done in Carolina. Their run defense has improved a little bit. Their defense has improved quite a bit. I think that they will be able to get this W right here against Dallas. It's the 4 o'clock slate. We got 5 games, all at 4:25. I don't know why. There's probably some scheduling conflict. We start off. It's the Chargers. It's the Bucks in L.A. When you look at the Chargers, they lost last week. It was close. It's the way that every team plays the Kansas City Chiefs. I can't even say much about them. I think that you get Ladd McConkey back this week. That's going to be good. But, yeah, Chargers, they had an okay game because every team has an okay game against the Chiefs. On the other side, you look at the Bucks. Bucks are winners of 3 straight. Last week, they played the Raiders. They did what they needed to do. They got a win. They did what people expected, which was win the football game by a lot of points. When you look at these two teams, one is riding a hot hand. Yes, they have one less win. But give me the Bucks. Head to SoFi. We know SoFi's not really a tough environment. You know, there's probably going to be about 90% Bucks fans. And give me the Bucks to come in there and take care of business. 20-17. They're going to be able to do their job enough. The Chargers defense, they'll show up a little bit, but I don't think that they will show up enough. Give me those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Got the Colts heading to Denver to take on the Broncos. When you look at the Colts, they had a bye last week, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because they played the Pats to make them 6-7. It's been pretty decent. The Pats are not a good team, but not a bad team. And you were able to get the win there. Anthony Richardson doesn't look that bad. That's a solid thing. You're still kind of in the playoff race. You need some things to happen that probably won't happen, including winning this football game. But, yeah, you're still kind of in it. When you look at the Broncos, they've shocked the whole world. Everybody knows it. Last week, they, I think, also had a bye. Yeah, right. Broncos, they played the Browns. You know, they got the full Jameis Winston experience, but they were able to score more than the Cleveland Browns, and they came off in 2 pick sixes. That's a great defense there. That's a good football team there, and I think that they'll be able to take care of business again. Give me 27-20. The Broncos, they've been able to do some good stuff. I see it happening again. Give me Denver. We've got the Patriots heading to Glendale, Arizona to take on the Cardinals. When we look at the Patriots, they're losing. They're playing good games. Drake May looks pretty good, but they are losing, and that's obviously a problem in the NFL. They had a bye last week, right? Yeah, a ton of teams had a bye. I don't think any more of the teams on this list have. But, yeah, Patriots, they're an okay football team. When you look at the Cardinals, yes, they're losers of 3 straight, but 2 of those are to Seattle. The other one is to a decent football team, I believe. I don't remember. But, yeah, the Cardinals, they've been a surprise. They've been a pretty decent team. And when you're playing a team like the Patriots, I think that you will be able to take care of business. Get a win here. 24-21. I lost it on the screen. Give me the Cards. And, yeah, I think that the Patriots are improving, though. They have something to do. But the Cardinals are the better team here. Give me Arizona. Got probably on paper the game of the year, the Bills and the Lions. Not a very important game. It's a, what's it called when the conferences play each other? Interconference game. But, yeah, it's going to be a great game. We already know. We look at the Lions. They find a way to win, man. And it's great. I see that everybody's just now hates the Lions all of a sudden. You got to root for the underdog while they're still the underdog. All right, you got to at least give it the year to be fans of the Detroit Lions. But the Lions, they were able to get the job done. Dan Campbell, he finds ways, and they were able to get a very good win against a very good Green Bay Packers team. On the other side, you look at the Bills. It was a bad game last week because you lost. Your defense played horrendous. Josh Allen played great football. He's probably going to run away with MVP, to be honest, which sucks as a Birds fan. But, yeah, and but the Bills, they didn't win, so it was bad. When you look at these two teams, no defense. Lions have no defense. Everybody's hurt. The Bills had no defense. Give me the highest scoring game I've probably ever predicted. 37-34. It's going to be close. It's going to be fun. And give me the Detroit Lions because they win football games. I do want them to lose because it helps my Birds get the 1 seed. I like the Lions. Not enough to like them more than the Birds. But yeah, Lions are a beautiful football team, a great football team. They're going to be able to show it again in the Bills. They do have a big defensive flaw, I do believe. You've got the Battle of Pennsylvania, the Steelers heading to Philly to take on the Eagles. When you look at the Steelers, last week you played the Browns, you did what you needed to do. You flustered Jameis in that Browns offense, and you were able to score on their defense. Steelers, they have been a good football team. They've been able to win games. Yes, they've been close, but they are really clicking. I think that Russ has revived his career over there. When you look at the Eagles, it wasn't a great game with the Carolina Panthers. There was obviously some call-outs. Jalen didn't play his best game. AJ had the thing with Jalen that it seems like they've squashed, even though nobody's going to say it because they want all these narratives. WIP sucks, by the way. That's all that they do is they spread these narratives, okay? And I know that I'm going to regret saying that in the future. Anyways, but yeah, the Eagles, they're still an 11-2 football team. They're still a very good football team. And I don't pick against the Birds. Give me the Eagles 24-20. And yeah, Eagles are a better football team. They should be able to get the win here. And I say the winner goes to Wawa and the loser has to go to the horrendous Sheets. It is Sunday Night Football. It is the Seahawks. It is the Packers in somewhere in America. When you look at the Packers, they had a loss last week to the Lions, but the Lions are a good team. You put on a good showing. It was a great game. You had a pretty decent chance to win, and you weren't able to pull it out, but no teams have been able to pull it out against the Lions. That's why the Lions are such a good team. On the other side, you look at the Seahawks. They have won 4 straight, I believe. They're 8-5. They're kind of running away with the West, even though the Rams are kind of, they're definitely getting in the mix. Seahawks have a pretty tough schedule ahead, too. But, yeah, the Seahawks, their offense looks pretty good. JSN has been great this year. I haven't talked about him. He has been amazing. Their defense is doing enough, but I don't think that it will be enough for the Green Bay Packers. Give me the Packers 27-24. They have played some pretty good football recently, and why would they not continue? I have 2 Monday night games, both of them pretty horrendous, and they should flex one of these 5-4-25 games into. It is the Vikings, it is the Bears in Minnesota. When you look at the Bears, they've lost 7 straight, and they haven't been a good football team. It all went downhill Sunday. It was 4 yards in the first half, I think it was. They were able to do some stuff in the second half, but that team's not been good. I do think that they will be able to keep it close because that's how Bears games are. They're close. When you look at the Vikings, they're 11-2. They played some really good football. Sam Darnold showed that he is the guy again. He kind of had a little shaky spot, but he's back on fire. The Vikings, they're doing stuff. Jordan Addison ruined my chance to get into the fantasy playoffs, and I'm very mad at you. But yeah. Anyways, I think I alluded to this before, but give me the Vikings 31-24. Yeah, I said the Bears will be able to keep it close, but they won't be able to win. The Vikings are a very good football team. We've seen it time and time again. Even if they aren't very convincing wins, they are wins, and it's going to happen again with the Chicago Bears 31-24. And you've got the Falcons heading to Allegiant Stadium to take on the Raiders. When you look at the Falcons, they've lost 4 straight. It's been bad. Their defense kind of sucks. Their Kirk Cousins kind of sucks. I think that you should put Penix in there. At least for the rest of this season. You don't have to commit to him, but let him play this out. I don't think that you're stealing this division from the Bucs. On the other hand, you look at the Raiders. They really suck. Brock Bowers has played amazing. The rest of that team sucks. They lost Aiden O'Connell, who kind of gave them a little bit of light the last couple of weeks. Now you have Desmond Ridder in there. He sucks. And everything sucks in Vegas, except for probably Shedeur Sanders, who you will probably draft next year. Give me the Falcons 20-14. Isn't much that I have to say. Falcons, they're a better football team. I know that they've lost 4 straight, but I think that they'll be able to, get a little better this week. And it does not take a lot to beat the Las Vegas Raiders, who have lost 9 straight. That's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace. Ashton Jeanty is the Heisman. Snaps aren't a stat. And Ashton Jeanty is having the second best running back season since Barry Sanders. Maybe the best since Barry Sanders. I don't know if Reggie Bush was just like a cool name or if he was actually, bashing through people. But yeah, Jeanty, he's played amazing. People are like, oh, he's playing Mountain West defenses. He has a Mountain West offensive line. They're sticking 8 people in the box. And oh yeah, he had 200 yards against the #1 team in the country. Boise deserves that 3 seed. And Boise's a good team because of Ashton Jeanty. Please give him the Heisman and pay Zach Bond. See ya.